Hello, what's up? This is Ivan, an ordinary individual in an extraordinary company. We send students to U.S. university esports programs where they can study and continue to compete in esports at a high level. And today we have a special guest. Okay, we have Snowwie. He's a Valorant agent and commentator, and he's here to give us his knowledge about all the industry and also his work as an agent. Okay, so Snowy, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me and give me a platform to actually talk about my work. I do really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, like with your experience, hopefully we can add value to players and yeah, like I want to start with some simple questions for like the audience to know more about you. So what was the first video game you played?
Wow, actually, I think it was on a PS1. It was Crash Bandicoot, I think. Yeah, that was my first video game. But like FPS video game, because I'm Valorant Agent, I think it was Call of Duty 2, or actually Medal of Honor. I think Medal of Honor was first.
Whoa, nice. And then what led you to Valorant? Were you a Valorant player and then you became an agent, or how was the process?
Yeah. So basically, firstly, I was playing Fortnite, right?
Okay.
Competitively, and then I just switched to Valorant because before, like we had enough of Fortnite, right? We were all grown ups at this point. So basically, when Valorant came in, like Riot Games Project A, new game FPS like CS:GO. Basically, yeah, we are just hopping in because beforehand, before Fortnite, I was playing semi professional or maybe semi amateur actually in CS:GO. So like Valorant was the first thing that I just got, right, and wanted to go for competitive, like for pro player, right. So with all my friends from Fortnite, we went to Valorant basically.
Nice. And also, what made you be an agent? Like, you could have been after being a player, maybe a coach or some other part of the team. What made you be an agent?
Yeah, actually, it's crazy because like from the start, I would say I knew that I wouldn't be the best player, like professionally, right? But I had the feeling that on the backstage of esports scene, I can do much more, and that's actually what's giving me the most fun right now. And then I thought that it will give me much fun, like not really playing, but just being somebody in esports world, right? So I just went through that road. Like when I was 18 years old, still basically in school, I made some like presentations for marketing agencies that were in gaming. And actually, like those presentations were pretty bad, to be honest. But I made one that like it was for CS:GO to have like TV show for CS:GO players that it was like amateur league for CS:GO players and all that stuff, right? But the marketing agency actually looked at it and said, yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks professional, and I was like, what's that? Like what are they talking about? Like it was made in PowerPoint, without any fancy graphics. I just used all the options that are in PowerPoint and made presentation.
Nice.
So I was hired there, but actually what I wanted to do is esports. They were like more focused on motorsports. Like right now in esports, motorsports are pretty, I would say, they have an audience. But then basically I was kicked out of this company because I didn't have anything to do because I wanted to do just Valorant tournaments, right? So after that, I went to like normal job, just worked there for like half a year, I think. And then, since my friends from Fortnite actually, and it's Zeke and Stark, so were still playing Valorant and doing really, really good, um, Proper AGG contacted me because they knew me because I was like player under the agency, I would say, under like organization that they managed a couple of years back, and they knew me and they knew that I have contacts, right? And I know what Valorant scene is looking like because I was still, I was also streaming a little bit, and basically Proper AGG contacted me. Hey, listen, like we trying to actually get Zeke, but you have a better connection to him, right? So I said, yeah, sure, I'll help you. And I actually managed to get Zeke for them, right? And then after that, they thought, all right, so when he actually got us Zeke, then we'll just sign him. And that's how my job started, basically, as an agent.
Nice, nice. And how would you like describe your role as an agent on the day to day, like with the players, like managing the players, like looking for players,
Yeah.
like can you describe it a bit?
Yeah, sure. So basically, what I do is mainly right now, as it's season, I scout for players. So I just watch the matches of every league. Basically, I look at statistics, how the player is playing, getting feedback from other players about this player, coaches, and etc. And I just scout, right, to sign the player to actually support him in his esports career. So in basically season, that's one thing. Also, there's always some problems with organizations. Not every organization, but always there's some tensions between player organization, staff organization, coaches, etc., right? So we as an agency, we try to manage it to basically help the player so he don't need to think about any issues with organizations, just basically play and be the best. At off season, that's when the fun starts, right? Because before even off season, you have to look for opportunities for your player. So basically, the player is, his contract is ending. You need to find him new home. So I scout organizations that might, get him. Then I negotiate the contract. So basically, all the salary, duration of a contract, so negotiations. And also, I think lastly, but really important, securing the contract. So basically, player in any way throughout the contract will not be damaged. Like his career will not be damaged. So this like couple of I think the easiest example about securing a contract is basically making sure that your player, if my player will get benched, he will not spend the whole year on bench. He has the opportunity to terminate the contract for the organization, so he can move with his career basically.
Okay, nice, nice. And do you have to interact also with their parents? And if so,
Oh, yes.
how do you interact with them? How do you talk to them to explain everything so to make sure that the player is gonna be safe with you?
Yeah, so basically, I had only one situation when I needed to talk with parents, but my colleagues from agency actually had multiple of situations like that, and they basically, they don't really talk through their phone. They always want to meet with a parent, so they will show them, the contracts, the careers, the opportunities. Right. We also, as an agency, we've been for more than 3 years on market. Right. So, like looking at players that we have, looking at our experience, and actually, just talking with people, like with parents, for instance, right, and just making sure that they understand what we are saying, right. So we always have to make some kind of context around the kid that we want to sign, basically, to a parent. Sometimes conversations are hard, I would say, but mostly like we don't have any problem with parents. Like mostly they support their child, and also is the case like when a young player will get his first contract, and the parents change the perspective. Okay, my kid is actually getting money for this for playing games, right? So then we just come in, say it looks like this and that, and yeah, basically that's it.
Okay, nice, nice. And what would you say is your biggest challenge, like, of being an agent?
I think that the biggest challenge is not actually regarding contracts, but actually keeping my players, keeping my players together. Because when it's good, then it's good. When it's bad, it's really bad, right? So when my player didn't have a good season, my player has some problem with family, private problems, and etc. This when I come in, like player can talk to me. I will always give him a hand, always give him some options, right? Always give him any advice, and it's really hard because you as an agent you have to give a lot for your players in the worst situations, right? So I think that's the most challenging thing. just to keep my player together when the times are bad.
Nice. And also, like, when you are searching for those players, like, what factors do you consider when matching like the player with a team? Like,
Mhm.
how do you know of that the player is gonna be like good in that team, comfortable?
Mhm.
What would be the process?
Yeah, so firstly, I get the information from sources that know what is happening in this and that organization. Then I actually write to a coach to know what's the idea of organization. I mean of a team. What's the vision? And then just basically talk and see if my player is actually right for the position. It's the mentality of a team. I also need like know the players that are playing in the organization. So I basically know beforehand where I'm putting my player in, like with what people with like what's the basically I know personalities, right? What's the coach like? Being on the scene for more than 2 years, I know everyone. I know how they react outside of the game and inside of the game. So that's really important. The chemistry, right? And also, like firstly, it's a tryout, right? So I'll put my players on the tryouts to the organization, and my player will know the best if he's the right fit for a team or not.
Nice. And in like for for example, when brands approach your players, how do you negotiate like so like the conditions don't affect the performance on the play, meaning that they may require X hours or X content. Like how do you make sure the performance does not affect their 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 brand deals? Because sometimes
Yeah,
like the more brand deals you have, like but then you're leaving aside your training and competition. So how do you manage that? Or how do you balance that?
yeah. So actually, there's two sides of this discussion because firstly, we do a checkup. Actually, three sides because we do a checkup. We see if because with negotiating, it's all about uh, doing like not a lot. So actually, my player will not get affected in any way in professional gaming. And also looking at what he'll get, right, in terms of money that he'll get for a deal. To be honest, like we just look at it, we see okay, so like 20 hours of stream in a month might be too much because he's on a season, but it doesn't really matter at this point because there's always organization, right? And actually it's organizations that will approve the deal or not. Like they will see if there's like too much of Instagram posts or Twitter posts, or streams for a brand or something like that. They will know that it's too much, and also the coach will look at it of a organization, of a team, and he's saying, damn, I think it's too much, to be honest, right? So like getting a deals for our players right now also in Valorant is really difficult to be like right now in Poland we have PLE, it's a Polish esport league, and BadDG is the ambassador of PLE right now basically, and he doesn't have a lot of activities in regards to that, so there's not a problem, right? But in terms of huge deals, to be honest, in Valorant we don't see that much of them, right? Like there's no huge deals. Like for instance, CNET has a deal with Red Bull, but still, even though he has a deal with Red Bull, he doesn't do a lot. Like he has a cap. He has maybe like one video for Red Bull or something like this. So in terms of professional gaming, I think pro gaming, I think that after the career, the real deal starts. The at point where player is still playing, the organization is most important. The deals that come with for instance fame and all that stuff, they go on a second place. Only after basic career or end of the career, then player will start getting more deals and he can actually make those.
Okay. And are the brands aware of the situation of the players, or you have to educate them or put them barriers so they don't?
Yeah, like the barriers. Yeah, because sometimes like you know sponsorship deals, they come with some weird, activities for a player, and that's the point where we organization and the player we are putting barriers because it's too much. Player is still playing, so we try to have the simple deals for our players, simple as possible, because it will affect his esports career, and we strive to have our players really long esports career. It's not like we also don't really focus on deals. To be honest, we as the agency, esports agency, we mostly focus on organizations. Because, for instance, if we would focus on organizations and marketing activities around our players, it would be not possible. Because the amount of work that we have with organizations, players looking for our organizations, negotiating, checking the contract, it's just too much. So I think our approach is really healthy because maybe some other company or agency might look at it different way. But I think that merging. To be honest, we say to our players, like our players say to us, do you do any marketing activities around me? Will you do it? And I say, maybe yes, some, but I will not really actively look for it because for me, your esport career is more important. But if you want to go to marketing agency that will take care of your, all the surrounding activities like deals and etc., you can go to them. Like it's not a problem. We'll work with you will work with us in terms of esports and marketing agency with marketing stuff. So we don't really limit our players in that case.
Okay, nice. Also, like, out of ignorance, so like, what are the main differences between a sport agent and an esport agent? Apart from the it's a sport and it's a video game. What are the difference in the contracts or in the because there must be some specifics, you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking as a person that does not has ignorance as an esports agent.
Yeah. Like to be honest, the main difference is money. Like in esports, there's not a huge money in regards to football, right, or any different sport. Like mainly football. Let's talk about football. There's not so much money because right now there's a recession coming to the whole world. So for instance, marketing agencies don't really want to invest in esport organizations. So that's one thing. In terms of contract, provisions and all those small things. I would say that there's some probability like differences, but not huge, not that huge that we should even worry about it. But the main difference, is that in esports we don't have any organization like FIFA or UEFA that will basically restrict agencies or agents. There's no there's no rule set regarding agents or agencies in esports. In football, you have everything regulated, right? In esports, there's nothing. So, that's the main difference, and I think it's really important because let's be fair, like the agency world is sometimes can be shady. I would say with different people trying to get players in weird ways. I would say. And actually, there's been paper written on it by some journalists. I don't remember now. But basically, agents tend to do like shady stuff, and in football, they actually do it, but it's still regulated. So it's not not as easy. But that's and I think also the case with football and sports, the corruption, right? In esports, it's not really visible right now. The corruption, maybe situation where players bet against themselves or things like that, but in esports, there's no strictly like corruption like in football, for instance. So yeah, football is regulated, but still there's some bad things happening.
I think with time and the more money there is in esports, regulations will come. A FIFA
Yeah,
for the
yeah, for
simultan,
sure.
it's inevitable.
Yeah.
And what is like for those people that wanna start as agents? Like, what is one advice you would give them? Because like, is there like universities or is there like organizations that give certificates as esport agents or now it's more like you learn from experience? Like how is it?
Yeah, so it's a really hard case actually, because wow, actually, getting started as an agent is really hard. I would say it's for me. I would say it's out of luck, and right now, like looking for other agents, you just search for a market that you see a guy that might be an esport agent, but he doesn't have that willpower or passion for it. If you want to be esports manager or agent, you have to have passion for it, because if you'll be starting, you will not get a lot of money. You will get nothing to a money, to be honest. When you start, what is really important is your will to help players, because if you come here for money, that's just dumb. You can't do it. You need to have passion yourself to actually help players, so the players will be safe. You have to have, I would say, something inside you like you have to be angel of a player, like that always is standing behind him, and not even think about any money. You're doing it for your passion for esports and for our players to keep them safe. So in terms of giving any advice for a young boy or teenager that wants to be agent, you can do it, like for sure. You just, to be honest, like write to an agencies that you like, write them your CV, and what you have to say, I have a passion for it, so please give me a chance, and I will prove you that I'm really, really good. And that's it, basically. You have to be sure that you have that passion, and if like agency will see that, then they will say, okay, that's really interesting actually, because right now on the market, it's hard to find people that are in for a passion, not for the money. That's what I saw, at least.
Okay, nice. And also like how like I was gonna say I had a question here, but I forgot about it. So like for example, yeah, when you recruit, what do you look like different leagues, like what countries do you recruit in? Like is it all the world,
Oh,
or do you focus only in Poland?
to be honest, no. Like when I came to agency, we started off with Poland players. Then I have an idea from the beginning of working as an agent to go international, right? So I went on a road to go international. We have some players from like France, Netherlands, Germany. Even I had female player and male player from Turkey. And to be honest, like right now, we want to focus on a region, I would say. So, for instance, if in Valorant we have Viaral East region, it's a league of Eastern block of Europe, and basically we focus there because it's a case where, for instance, we'll pick out player from NA, right? Then the player has some problems with taxes, for instance. We don't know how to make taxes, in United States. It's completely different, right? So we don't want to take like players from NA or Japan that we can't really help them in a full way, because we are not only helping with contract negotiations and all the stuff. We're also helping them with a private stuff. So taxes and etc. In the countries that are on the Eastern Bloc. So for instance, Lithuania, Czech, Slovakia, and all that stuff, Poland. It's easier, right? And also we have like exceptions, like France player, Netherlands player, but it's still easier in Europe than getting a player from NA. So I think that if we would like to get the player from, I don't know, like NA, we would need to have agent from NA, so he will know what is up with taxes and all that stuff.
Nice. And talking more about you, what are your strengths? Do you think of you as an agent? What are your strengths?
Um, it's always so hard to talk about yourself in a good way.
Do it.
Um, I think that, to be honest, I actually don't rate myself as a good agent, because I think that there's so much to be better at this work that impossible to be a like the good agent. For me, I'm a bad agent because I have a problem with telling myself that I did good job, because for me, I always can, like for me, I can always do a good job. So I would say my good strength is actually to be stubborn, to actually not really get what I want, but actually go for a goal that I want to achieve. Just rush through everything that I can. Jump, above every obstacle that is thrown at my legs, and just help players. Like maybe my strongest, actually my strongest side is passion. I think because it's my life. I even dream about esports. So I think the passion is driving me so much that I think that with passion you can achieve everything.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Totally true. So if you would recommend like an attribute every agent should have in order to succeed, because maybe everyone can be an agent, but in order to succeed, it will be passion.
Exactly.
From what I heard for you, passion, and don't expect money at the beginning. Grind, let the players know you, take care of them, and then
Yeah.
within the months or years, okay, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's the same with being esports player or being sportsman or athlete. Like you don't expect money at all if you're really in for it, right? Like you have to be really passionate to actually achieve something, and it's with everything. And also, small advice for guys that want to be agents: don't worry to make mistakes. Like you have to lose, like before you will know how to win, basically. So I've done a lot of mistakes, and I still do mistakes in my work. But the most important thing is to actually think about those and make yourself better.
Okay, great advice, man. Great advice. And in terms of like now switching to the commentators part, how do you balance it? And do they complement each other, or it's like two different things that you have to like spend a lot of energy in one and the other?
Yeah, so no, actually being a commentator and an agent is really, really great because
Visibility.
look, yeah, and also not only that, but I can in real time commentate the esport match in Valorant, and I can analyze the every play that I see. So that way, I can actually maybe get interested in one of the players that I'm commentating right now, and see how he's looking at the server, right? How he's moving, how he's thinking. Maybe talk with him on the post interview match, right? So it's really great because I can see firsthand, not only watching, sitting because actually it's really hard for me to watch matches, in my home because there's a lot of distractions. And when I'm commentating, I'm focused 100% on a match, so I can just analyze everything that is happening and possibly contact the player that I see that is talented and support his career.
Nice, right? And what would you if you like what advice would you give because when you commentate, analyze the playing matches, what is one advice you would give players that are aspiring to go pro? What is in the amateur scene? What is some attributes that make them pro? I know it's luck, hard work, and everything, but like, what are some attributes that make it a higher chance?
So, to be honest, I feel that there's only one thing to be. I mean, two things. So first thing is learn from your mistakes. That's one thing. And second thing is actually, it's so like cheesy, but never give up. Because listen, like even though player is getting his first contract, he played bad season. Then he's talking to me like, listen, like I don't want it. Like I'm playing with a bad team, etc., etc. Look at it differently. Like even though it's a team game, some teams are actually bad that the player might play in, right? Like it's no like secret. So don't actually think that the team is bad. Show yourself in the best way possible, but don't be ignorant. So what I mean is that help your teammates. Actually, if you will grind yourself, get yourself better, then also make your teammates better. Because if you have a contract signed with an organization, you will need to stick to it. So saying that I have a bad team and etc., it won't help. You have to help them and not really be in an auto-destructive mode and saying that world is bad, I won't win anything. Listen, even though you have a one bad season, it's not the end of the world. If you are young, then you can bounce back next season. Just help help your teammates, and also just remember that you can always bounce back if you really want it.
Yeah, make them better because they'll be grateful as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, nice. And also, like, uh, are you aware of the opportunities that the U.S. universities are getting with esports scholarships? Because it's been only for 8 years, but like are players in Europe like more aware? Like the players were sending to Spain, but like in the rest of Europe, like is it a common thing or still to be discovered?
Because it's looking like this, that basically a sports and education like Hermes, right? A sports and education is sending out Spanish players to NA, right? To America.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I don't think we have that in any different country. I know that in Poland we have some esports schools actually, that basically you have a couple of days that you are in school playing video games or learning about esports. We have even colleges, esports colleges, when there's some esports lessons and all this stuff. But we don't have actually it's like Erasmus, to be honest, like sending out players to America. We don't have that, and I think that's really cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's two profiles we send is the student that wants to study, I don't know, business or engineering, and with the video game, he finances his studies with an esports scholarship. He plays, and there's a pro players or the players that want to be pro in the States. They go for a year, max 2, and then in the university leagues, the pro teams are always watching them, and the universities have a problem that there's a high rotation of players. There's always the teams are recruiting them and stuff, and they give good scholarships. So I was wondering, like, if in Poland it was also a thing, because
no,
as you said, like we've had meetings with like Middle Eastern families and some Northern families, but like also like when you encounter that the parents don't speak English, and the players translating the parents it's very hard, So that's why we only focus in Spain for now. Like when we grow more, but that's why I wanted to know more, like in Poland, if it was a thing or not.
No, never. And I think it's really fantastic idea. I mean, we don't have anything close to that. I mean, we have actually my colleague from Agency Cuba, he was on how to call it, like he was studying in Poland and he went to America to have studies there. But he was working and it wasn't even connected with esports. So there's some couple it's called, I think, like exchanges, I guess. But in terms of cooperating this with esports, I never even heard about it before sports. So yeah, I think it's a really cool idea, and I think it should be bigger and grow more.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nice. Well, and also like talking back to you, that was a personal thing that I wanted to know about the Polish ecosystem. But like talking about you, like, can you tell us new projects you are gonna face or you want to face?
Okay,
like,
so
as an agent.
I don't really know what I can tell. Probably not much.
Okay.
But I can say that we as a pro player HGG, we truly care about the future of Polish players.
Nice.
And I think that is enough said. And it's not really about being an agent or anything like that. Just I can give a teaser or sneak peek that we truly believe in upcoming esports players in Poland that maybe are not even born. So
let's put it in a different way. Okay, so it's not so compromising. How do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay.
Being an agent still, or uh, going to bringing Players GG to a different level, or going also into another branch in the esports ecosystem?
Okay, so I think I will still be agent, still be Valorant agent. I think with different responsibilities for sure. Because I think that I'm coming to a point where I would need to have a second agent. That my I don't want to say assistant, but a person that I can just take under my wing and actually show him the work that will work with me. So basically have just the agent but have different priorities also, maybe in terms of working in different projects, that we are thinking about. There's a lot of, I would say, background things that I can say really, because there's always different agencies that they want to take edge against us. But overall, I think that I will still be agent. I want to have the best players as possible and make the best players possible. I think that's me, like 4 years in the future, that people will know that through Pro Player GG, that the work that we did, we actually made make a difference in the world of esports.
Nice. Well, better said impossible. Well, Snowy, man, thank you so much for your time and for adding value, man. Like, I've learned a lot, and for sure, like, upcoming people that upcoming people that want to be agents or even esport players, are going to really have advantage of this talk. So I thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Also, I want to say that if anyone that wants to get into the esports world or being an agent or do different things in esports, you can feel free to contact me on Twitter or my mail. Basically, I can tell you all about it. I can help you with no problem.
And can you repeat again your agency? Players
Yeah,
GG?
Pro Players GG. Pro
Okay, okay.
Players GG.
Okay, you can also search them on Twitter and
Yep.
and contact them. Well, Snowy,
Yeah, exactly.
for sure we will keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah.
And man, have a great night and have a good weekend.
Thank you too, and once again, thank you for the invite. It was a pleasure to talk with you and give you guys knowledge about my work, and it was just a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, bye bye.
Bye.